Imagine stepping into your backyard and realizing the most beautiful fence here didn't come from a store. It came from yesterday's trash. A line of bottle blossoms catching the sun like stained glass. A row of bike wheel halos climbing with vines like a tiny courtyard walkway. A single mosaic panel that makes one plain wall feel like a bright garden window. Now imagine this. Every fence you're about to see doesn't just mark an edge. It grows food, catches light, and makes a small space feel quietly unforgettable. Welcome back to Backyard Fortune, where we turn everyday leftovers into small garden miracles. If you love upcycling, edible gardens, and cozy courtyard corners made from almost nothing, subscribe and stay with this series. And if even one idea sparks something in your heart, please share this video to your WhatsApp groups and your Facebook feed, so more garden lovers can dream with us. To everyone who watches and shares, I truly wish you long life, good health, and peaceful days in your own backyard. One bottle blossom light-catching fence. Imagine walking into your garden just as the morning light begins to settle. At first, you notice a soft glow along the edge of the soil, something gentle, almost quiet. As you step closer, you realize the border isn't made of stone or metal, but of flowers shaped from yesterday's plastic bottles. Each petal catches the sunlight differently. A clear bottle turns pale and airy. A green one softens into something calm and herbal. Together, they shimmer like pressed glass, guiding strawberries, basil, and young thyme as if they've always belonged there. There's a tenderness to this fence. It doesn't try to impress. It simply stands, letting light pass through it, letting the wind move gently between its shapes. When leaves rustle and shadows drift across the ground, the border feels alive, not separate from the garden, but part of its rhythm. What once held water now holds memory. What was discarded now protects growth. In this small edge of the yard, you feel a quiet reminder: beauty doesn't always need new materials, sometimes it only needs a second chance. As you move past the glowing petals and follow the curve of the bed, another fence begins to rise ahead, one made not of blossoms, but of circles, metal, and climbing green, waiting to tell its own story. Two, bike rim halo vine fence. Imagine walking along a quiet garden path where the fence doesn't block your view, it frames it. One circle after another rises gently from the earth, like halos resting in the soil. Old bicycle rims, once spinning down forgotten roads, now stand still, waiting for green to find them again. Vines begin their climb slowly. Tendrils reach through spokes, wrapping, holding, learning the shape of the metal. Morning glories open with the light. Beams stretch upward, patient and steady. The steel softens as leaves pass through it, turning something rigid into something living. When sunlight arrives, it touches each ring differently. A quiet shimmer appears, then fades. Small glass jars sway gently, catching light for a moment before settling again. Nothing feels forced here. Everything feels found. Metal rescued, plants invited, light borrowed. There's a rhythm to this fence. Repetition without pressure. Strength without heaviness. It reminds you that boundaries don't always need walls. Sometimes they only need structure and time. As you move past the final halo and the path bends, another surface begins to glimmer ahead. Not circles this time, but fragments of light gathered into a single panel, waiting to reflect the garden back to you. Three, Mosaic mirror courtyard panel. Imagine reaching the far end of your garden and finding a wall that seems to open instead of close. At first glance, it looks like a window, quiet, reflective, and softly glowing. But as you move closer, you see the truth in its surface. Broken mirrors, chipped tiles, pieces once discarded, now arranged with care. Each fragment catches something different. A leaf drifting past. A patch of sky. Your own movement slowing as you stop to look. Nothing reflects perfectly, and that is where its beauty lives. Imperfection becomes softness. Sharp edges become light. Hanging baskets lean gently against the panel, heavy with strawberries and cherry tomatoes. Their colors deepen as the mirrors return warmth back into the plants. At the base, rosemary and lavender hum quietly, bees passing through like visitors who know this place well. This panel doesn't try to decorate the fence. It transforms it. One rectangle changes the entire mood of the garden, turning a boundary into a pause, a moment to breathe, to notice, to remember that even broken things can still hold brightness. As reflections blur and the light shifts with the afternoon, your path continues. Ahead, the garden grows more practical, more generous, where storage becomes structure and a fence begins to feed you in return. Four, crate pantry fence wall. Imagine stepping into a corner of your garden where the fence feels less like a boundary and more like an open pantry. Wooden crates rise gently against the wall, each one carrying marks of time, scratches, faded stains, and softened edges that speak of past use. Here, those crates no longer store forgotten things. They hold life. Lettuce curls into soft green layers. Rosemary reaches outward, brushing the air with its familiar scent. Strawberries spill over the edge of a crate, glowing like small rewards waiting to be found. Light moves differently across this fence. One shelf catches the sun fully, warming the soil. Another rests in shade, cool and calm. The garden begins to organize itself naturally, not by strict lines, but by need and rhythm. There is something deeply reassuring about this wall. It feels practical without being rigid, generous without excess. A reminder that nourishment doesn't always come from far away. Sometimes it grows quietly, right where the fence once stood empty. As you step back and take in the layered greens and wooden textures, the path continues. Ahead, the garden begins to rise vertically once more, where light, reflection, and herbs gather on a simple ladder, waiting for their turn to grow. Five, mirror and ladder herb wall. Imagine finding a ladder resting quietly against your garden fence, no longer waiting to be climbed, but ready to hold life. Its wood is worn, softened by time, each rung carrying the memory of hands that once passed over it. Now, herbs gather there instead. Basil stretches toward the light. Rosemary releases its scent with the warmth of the day. Lavender settles into its pots like something meant to stay. Behind them, small pieces of mirror catch the garden's movement, leaves drifting, light shifting, the sky passing slowly above. The mirrors don't demand attention. They simply give it back. A little more brightness here. A little warmth there. The herbs seem to respond, fuller, greener, quietly thriving in their borrowed light. There is balance in this wall. Vertical but gentle. Reflective but calm. It reminds you that growth doesn't always need more space, sometimes it only needs a new direction. As you step away from the ladder and its softly glowing leaves, the garden begins to lower again. Ahead, the path curves toward the ground, where warmth gathers in clay, repetition settles into rhythm, and another border begins to form along the soil's edge. Six, clay pot bounty border. Imagine walking along a garden path where warmth seems to rise gently from the ground itself. Along the edge, rows of clay pots rest in quiet repetition. Some stand upright with calm confidence. Others lean playfully, as if sharing secrets with the soil. Each pot carries the memory of past seasons, sun-baked surfaces, chipped rims, softened edges. Now, they hold new life. Strawberries spill over like small red rewards. Time drapes itself casually across the clay. Marigolds glow against the earth, catching the last light of the day. There is rhythm here. Curve after curve. Leaf after leaf. The terracotta absorbs the warmth of the sun and releases it slowly as evening arrives, creating a space that feels settled and kind. Moss gathers at the base, softening every line, reminding you that time is welcome in this garden. This border doesn't rush. It invites you to slow your steps, to notice the small things, the scent of herbs, the warmth beneath your fingers, the way abundance can grow from the simplest containers. As the path continues forward, the ground begins to rise again. Ahead, color lifts upward, pockets appear along a wooden frame, and a lighter sound joins the garden. Metal gently touching metal as another fence comes into view. Seven, tin can pocket trellis fence. Imagine a quiet fence that doesn't stay completely still. As the morning breeze passes through, something soft and metallic answers back, a gentle sound, barely a whisper. Along the trellis, small painted cans hang in simple rows, each one holding a pocket of green. Their colors are calm and familiar. Pale mint, soft cream, a touch of faded blue. The paint doesn't hide the dents or bends, it honors them. Inside, herbs grow with surprising generosity. Basil leans outward. Mint spills freely. Tiny peas reach up, finding the trellis with quiet determination. When sunlight touches the metal, it doesn't glare. It glows gently, warming the leaves and adding depth to the fence. The cans sway just enough to remind you that the garden is alive, responsive, listening. There is playfulness here, but also patience. A balance between structure and movement. Between what once was ordinary and what has been invited to grow again. As your eyes follow the vertical line of green upward, the fence begins to soften. Ahead, the materials change once more, from metal to woven fiber. The garden becomes quieter, warmer, and something gently sways like fabric in the light. Eight, wicker basket herb curtain. Imagine approaching a fence that doesn't feel rigid or still. Something moves gently as you get closer. A row of old wicker baskets hangs quietly, swaying just enough to let you know the garden is breathing. Each basket carries the memory of past use, once filled with fruit, bread, or harvest from another season. Now, they hold life again. Mint rises cool and fresh. Basil spreads its leaves like open hands. Cherry tomatoes spill softly over the edge, glowing warm in the afternoon light. The woven fibers catch the sun in uneven patterns, casting shadows that dance slowly across the wooden fence behind them. When the breeze passes through, the baskets move together, like a quiet curtain opening and closing. Birds pause on the rim. Leaves brush gently against wood. There is warmth here. Not loud or dramatic, just familiar. The kind of warmth that makes you slow down without realizing it. A reminder that softness belongs in gardens too. As you walk past the swaying baskets, the materials begin to change once more. The woven fibers give way to smooth wood and playful shapes. Ahead, something lighter waits, a fence that smiles back at you, ready to tell a more whimsical story. Nine, wooden spoon and cutting board character fence. Imagine a stretch of garden where the fence feels less like a boundary and more like the opening page of a story. Wooden spoons and cutting boards stand quietly in the soil, each one carrying a face, a gesture, a small personality shaped by hand. Some wear soft smiles. Others hold painted leaves or simple patterns that follow the grain of the wood. A cutting board supports a tiny hanging pot of mint, swaying gently as if greeting anyone who passes. Together, they form a small village, playful, familiar, and warm. Morning light brings out the honey tones of the wood. The scent of rosemary and thyme rises around their feet. Butterflies pause briefly at the top of a spoon before moving on, as if these characters have always been part of the garden's rhythm. There is something honest here. A reminder that beauty doesn't always need to be serious or grand. Sometimes it lives in laughter, in memory, in objects that once served meals and now guard growing things. As you step beyond the smiling figures, the garden begins to quiet again. Fabric appears ahead, moving softly in the light. Colors overlap, shadows breathe, and the final fence waits, gentle, reflective, and full of memory. Fabric and suitcase tapestry fence. Imagine reaching the quietest corner of your garden, where sound softens and time seems to slow. Along the fence, pieces of fabric hang gently, old dresses, curtains, linens once touched by daily life. Their colors overlap like memories, moving lightly with every breath of wind. Beneath them, vintage suitcases rest open, no longer holding journeys, but beginnings. Basil rises through a lining once pressed flat. Kale fans its leaves wide. Strawberries nestle into corners, small and bright, like secrets waiting to be discovered. There is tenderness here. The fabrics don't hide their age. The suitcases don't pretend to be new. Everything feels honest, rediscovered rather than remade. When sunlight passes through the cloth, it warms the space softly, turning the fence into something familiar, almost like home. This wall doesn't ask for attention. It invites reflection. A reminder that beauty can grow from what we keep, what we remember, and what we choose to give another chance. As you turn back toward the heart of the garden, carrying the quiet with you, the story feels complete, not finished, but ready to be lived in, season after season. If this episode gave you even one idea, don't let it stay on the screen. Look around your home, your storage, your junk pile, and see what could become a fence, a border, or a living wall. Tell me in the comments which design you'd start with first, or share your own twist so our backyard fortune community can borrow it kindly. Until next time, keep planting hope, keep seeing beauty where others see trash, and may your days be long, healthy, and filled with quiet garden magic.